already. $12 billion road contracts, no bidding, no nothing. And all of this done and shielded in secrecy. Everyone that sued to seek for the, what is that called? Freedom of FOI request on it, which is give us the details of this contract. They have been rebuffed. The Umahi has rejected the court ruling that says, release the details of this road contract. He kept it to his chest and he said it is for the sake of national security. So in 2025 budget, another opportunity that could have presented is, give them the a bit of a cover-up line, say, okay, we have now budgeted for this coastal road. There is not a single penny in that 2025 budget for any coastal road, by the way. I don't know, I just thought I should tell you that, okay? Or they expected the road to be delivered by 2020, I think they said 2029 or something. So it's been almost a year and a half now. By September 2025, it would have been 2 years that they have started the construction of this road, and they are actually yet to even get to the Ogun State border. 20 kilometers, they have not done 20 kilometers. And they are meant to build, to construct, that third mainland bridge in Lagos, that 11 kilometer or 11.8 kilometer third mainland bridge in Lagos. They are meant to build 18 of that on different islands, on the sea, on the water, leading to Calabar. 18 different bridges are supposed to be constructed. But they haven't even done 20 kilometers yet. They haven't reached the Ogun State border, or talk less of reaching Ondo, and then going on and on. They haven't. So I saw him with a contractor, as usual, with the media making it pretty much like he's an engineer Umahi. The typical media show off. We are doing something, we are working. Listen to this.
This work program, let us see what is done and what is left to be done. And a timetable, a fresh timetable on how to complete this job. And the timetable must not pass April 20th. Is that okay?
I will prepare what...
Yes. It cannot pass April 20th. Tell your chairman, tell your MD. And there must be a meeting, by 2 p.m. in my office. Is that okay? You call your boss to, also tell the prime secretary. 2 p.m. on Monday, you must come up with a program of work. And when you come, you collect your queries. Because I'm not going to pass through what I pass through. Anybody that's not prepared to work for government must leave. Must leave. The minister is coming to site. You have no drawing. You have nothing to show. Then what are you doing? What are you doing on site? What am I going to be looking at to assess the work that I've done? I think this attitude is going to change, and I will effect the change from 3 of you. Gentlemen of the press, we have a couple of projects on this site. From Setraco, we have the remaining section of East-West Road between Bayelsa and the Port Harcourt, River State. And before now they were very good, they were doing very well, but I think in the past 2 months they have not done well as far as completion of this project is concerned. And so I've directed them to come to a meeting on Tuesday with the Farm Secretary and the controller and the engineers on the job. There is also the 3 fair bridges which they have started to construct. I hope that they will come with a timetable on that, and we are going to strictly monitor work progress. Where there is funding challenges or release of funds, we will note it. But I'm going to deploy the mechanism of liquidated damages, and this is a penalty clause for contractors where there is adequate funding and the payments are not released and they are delaying projects. So we're going to deploy it. And we're going to get our ministry staff to work. I've seen a situation here where a minister is on site, the ministry staff, they don't have drawings, they don't have bill of quantities, they are not in charge of the project. And so how will the project move? How will the contractors work? And so I'm going to use the engineers on this job to set example. I'm going to direct the PAM secretary to give them query, and they will answer it, and we post other people on site. Where the ministry staff are not ready to supervise the jobs, we will use consultants to supervise the jobs. The jobs must be done. The passion we receive. But it's not the fault of the president, it's not the fault of the minister, but people must take the blames. And on the rock resort, there are 2 jobs being handled by them, the drainage work and then this intervention on the floodplain. Yes, both contractors are doing very good quality work, both Rock Resort and Centraco, but Rock Resort has delayed this job terribly. I've directed that all his certificates for payment will be blocked, and I've directed that he should be issued 7 days notice. He will not get 1 kobo payment unless this first carriageway is fully completed. If it's not completed, I will terminate the job. So controller will issue query to him and refer to other queries we've issued on this job. I think enough of this game. Enough of the game. The drainage work is also part of their work. And if they're not doing it, we should get it terminated. This is very important. Now, at the last section where we examined, Centraco is being on politics. Now there is a section about 2 kilometers, according to them, where there is, between the, some culverts and the road pavement that is on concrete. And they had earlier on told me that it's not good to, do that section with asphalt. I say you're right, but the entire project belongs to you, including this one that they are doing. But we're only taking out 1.5 kilometers. I don't know who told Centraco about 3.7 kilometers. It's 1.5 kilometers and it is on this document. So the rest of the document or the road belongs to Centraco. So we've directed them, because it's on a floodplain, for them to use concrete to do that section. After all, part of their job up is also on concrete. So they have to use, and we're going to do repayment so that we will accommodate that sections, and clause 51 of the general condition of contract has made it very clear. The client can order for additional work or the scoping of the job, and the contractor must comply. So I'm directing that the contractor should comply and comply immediately. And so we are giving order that this job should be finished within the next, 3 weeks, so that after 28 days is completed, we can deploy this traffic to this section. I'm very, very sad. Very sad. The people are suffering so badly, and contractors are all playing games.
Okay, sir, I want to find out from you. In reality, you are giving them 20th of April to make sure this section is
No. The end of April.
April, I mean.
For Rock Resorts,
Okay.
this carriageway must be completed, because he has the other carriageway doing similar work.
So, are you also putting in consideration the finance and all of that? Do you put all those into consideration before?
If I say I'm blocking Rock Resorts payment, it means that I have payments to give them. I have sukuk to give them. So if they are not working, I'll block the payments until this carriageway is fully completed. The weather condition, this is the best weather to do the work. Which other weather are you looking for to do this work? Commuters suffered very terribly on this road, that even the president had to summon me on the road. So how can I watch and then see contractor messing me up? I can't entertain it.
Thank you for this.
Thank you. Nuisance, Lele.
If you listen to all that, you would actually think he is a one serious public servant. All of that is called theatrical. Do you understand? Just let's pretend that we are doing something. The same way they do something, doesn't need that too much talk to start with. But he needed to actually use the opportunity of say, for the past 1.5 years since I got appointed as a minister, who promised people that we are going to deliver the East-West Road. That's what they said. They said they would deliver East-West Road before Christmas. East-West Road is one of the most important roads in Nigeria. I'm talking about the road that link from the western part of Nigeria, straight to the heartland of the Niger Delta, passing through the eastern part of Nigeria. Very crucial, very busy. But it has been under construction since the time of Obankparo. That's when they have been constructing. And in fact, this one that is serving jail term in London right now, Ekwere Madu, right, who happened to be one of the lifeline contractors of that same East-West Road. It is always for political patronage. But you see this talkative, this empty head called Devil Umahi, who paraded himself as an engineer from Ebonyi State, a failure as a man, right? And somehow he always kind of presents himself like, the most intelligent human being from Ebonyi State, all right, who have so much imagination. When it comes to service delivery, then all you are going to get is that, all talks. I don't know what went wrong between them, but somehow, one of the problems he's been facing is the fact that they replaced some of those who were the usual contractors on those roads, replaced them with their own choosing guys, re-awarded some of the contracts, rolled out money, but the job cannot be done. Do you get that now? Like, you came on board, you removed some guys, canceled their contracts, awarded it to some of your own preferred contractors, and since they are not delivering, you can begin to put up a show and say, I'm going to cancel your this, I'm going to terminate your that, I'm going to so that it will be like you are working, kind of. But last, all of that is just for show. I saw a video earlier today, and it is a community school. What's the name of that school again? It said Community Primary School, Undobia Igbeagu, in Ebonyi State. A state that Damofo actually ruled for 8 years. Is one of the poorest. In fact, it is the poorest state in the eastern part of Nigeria, Ebonyi. Take a look at this school and these children.
No window no. She battery no.
For your information, that video was recorded 4 days ago. It's a community primary school in a community called Undobia Igbeagu in Ebonyi State. Oh, there is another one. This one too. It's also a community primary school. Angle. What is the name of that one? Yeah, this one is called Echindu Primary School in Undobia Igbeagu, the same one. Watch this. Like they have messed the heads of Nigerians. They have messed their heads up so bad that an average Nigerian will tell you government cannot do everything. I'm like, what do you mean? Eh? You mean government can't make schools conducive for children that are going to be learning in those schools? Like, what do you mean government can't do everything? The job of government is to use your tax money or any other revenue like that to make life better for you, the citizens, but they have messed your brains, they have messed your heads up so bad that you will see the voluntary slaves of that contraption defend these guys. And that is why if you see the houses they always build for themselves as retirement home, I'm talking about the former governors in Nigeria. When they are governors, they will be living in, this makeshift bungalow or a view. Then when they became, after they are governor, then they will build themselves mansion that is so massive. They call it country home. I don't think there's any governor that didn't build one. There's no governor that didn't build himself one in Nigeria. When you begin to look at them, at least you know Oshiomoli and Iyamo, Benga Bewiri Daniel, and then there is GRA House in Shagamu, right? Or Irokunle Omamoshi and his own mansion that he built in Abeokuta as well. They always want a place that, you will see recreational hall, you will see, guest houses, you will see the main building, you have a sports center. They will have this like hectares of land built for themselves with stolen money, of course, as their own retirement home. But when you go to the community schools, where children, the leaders of tomorrow, are meant to be actually trained, then you realize that una no get tomorrow. And yes, that's pretty much pronounced today. The tomorrow is pronounced today. But he's always there talking about being an engineer. He'd be like, this is the first educated person from Ebonyi State. He's kind of like always presenting himself like, I am an engineer. Do you know that I'm an engineer? When you do 600 by 500 and diameter is, all those. I'm like, what the heck, man? But when it is time for him to actually show working, so he's, they call him a guy that always use, projects for politics, because to them, they always present it as if to say they are doing you a big favor, like we are doing you a favor. By the time we finish this, finish our mock, we'll see. So you will vote for us so next time so that we can finish this job, okay? Please, you must remember that we are doing this now. For us to finish the job, you must vote for us, okay? So what the heck, man? Just do the job, And at the end of the day, it is never going to be completed. And now that they demolished people's properties in Lagos and all that for a coastal road that is never going to be built, ever. I don't want to go into that again. So let's move to something else. So last night, there is a clip, El Rufaya is almost like a persona non grata in a state that he terrorized for 8 straight years. Unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, maybe, Ubasoni, the guy that he rigged in and foisted on the people of Kaduna as their governor, like a Fubara, ended up having to kind of like turn against him. It was on record that it was the same Ubasoni that facilitated the rejection of El Rufaya as a minister. Yeah, that's on record. And that's one of the reasons why they said they are not in talking terms or on talking terms, right? So yesterday, his own Vucelas found him in a place called, I think it's called Tafa Balewa Square or something, in Kaduna, the place he